Well, David Prince Popovich is one charming guy. It's how he's managed to trick and manipulate lovers and loved ones out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. But now, the baby-faced fraudster says he wants to change, agreeing to a rare interview. Is he sincere, or is this just another scam?
Who are you?
A convicted fraudster.
You've come here today to fess up. What to?
I think I've hurt a lot of people.
David Prince Popovich has been called many things: a sociopath, a narcissist, a monster.
He's a cheat. He's a pathological liar.
You are a narcissistic sociopath.
I think I have those tendencies, yes.
This is all about him and the part he's playing.
They call him the Playboy Swindler. Dating apps his usual hunting ground. The 25-year-old often claiming to be a wealthy trust fund recipient with millions in the bank. But living a life of luxury with money that doesn't exist comes at a cost.
Marika and I had a very good working relationship, but again, it was built on lies. I came along and turned her life upside down in 6 months.
Shocked. I felt like an idiot. But people like David are good at what they do. How do you feel? I mean, you know, it's disgust.
Marika Ginnings was David's boss for 6 months at a recycling company in Sydney.
David was funny. He was very engaging. He's very charismatic. At work, we loved him. David's lifestyle was one of fine dining, flying once a month to keep his pilot's license renewed. He was out every night with friends, wineries at the weekend, jet setting off to Queensland for the weekends with his polo friends. Every single one of them was a lie.
Part of David's story was his pilot's licence. He even went to the length of buying parts of his uniform online. While working with Marika, David pulled off what he calls his biggest scam, booking a private jet to take a new group of friends on a trip of a lifetime. He paid for the jet online, but doctored the receipt.
Naver contacted me after David abandoned his job to say that they're chasing David for $30,000. But they're saying that he booked it for the company. And that's when the penny started to drop.
I think I always knew I was going to get caught. But it was the Monday after, and I remember they emailed me asking for the rest of the payment, and that's when things started to go downhill.
He's charismatic and energetic and fun, and that's how he conned all of these people. That's not the man we're seeing here, so I think he's very good at playing a part.
I invited Central Queensland University criminologist Xanthi Mallet to watch David's interview with me to shed some light on some of his answers.
You're laughing there. What are you thinking?
Well, he's looking pleased with himself, isn't he? Like when he's talking about this trip that he got away with, it feels as if he's proud of what he's achieved. I don't think he feels sorry for what he's done or any kind of guilt or sympathy for his victims.
David was born in France but moved to Australia when he was 2. He spent time in foster care. He describes his childhood as traumatic.
I suppose some people would say that a difficult upbringing doesn't exactly excuse you from lying, stealing and cheating your way through life.
I agree. I take full responsibility for what I've done, and I don't remember everyone that I've hurt, and that's really scary.
When did you start scamming people?
I can't answer that. I have been deceptive since I was a young child. I would lie about things that I had or, my life to get everyone around me to like me. Everywhere that I moved to, I did the same thing.
What are your thoughts on him linking his behaviour to his childhood trauma and mental health?
Again, this comes back to him, doesn't it? We keep hearing about him. He says he wants to come here to speak about his victims and apologise, but so far all I've seen is excuses. And so I don't know exactly what's going on with him behaviourally. But obviously some of these are innate behavioural traits.
David hasn't always gotten away with his scams. He was jailed for manipulating his ex-partner Ben into lending him $130,000. Court documents show he told Ben he desperately needed the cash to fund a legal fight, vowing to repay him, even showing him a bank balance of $500,000 in his French account. But it was all fake.
You sure that's okay? Proof of balance was enough?
Yeah, of course.
I hope so. I want to make sure I look after you since you're looking after me. You mean so much to me.
Did you pretend you loved him?
I think I had feelings for him, but I didn't love him.
I imagine he's probably might be the only time he's told the truth.
Ben's not the only scorned ex-lover.
How did you hurt Aiden?
I hurt him in a lot of ways. I cheated on him. I stole from him.
Do you remember the moment you were cooking noodles in the kitchen, he was using your laptop and the notification came up for a $20,000 loan application?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much money do you think you've scammed over your life? Are we talking millions of dollars?
No, I wouldn't say so.
There was a pause there. Hundreds of thousands?
Well, the court records show that it would be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you don't even know how many victims. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, I agree. At the time, I don't think I did feel anything. It's a very narcissistic trait. I could build relationships with people and then discard it and discard them and still be able to sleep at night. And I don't think I could anymore.
Recently, there was a warrant out for his arrest in Queensland. He failed to show up in court, telling the magistrate he was getting treatment for leukemia.
Do you have cancer?
Yes.
When were you diagnosed?
Mid-2023 to the end of 2023. Oh, 4, I think.
And what stage of leukemia did you have?
Well, it wasn't... They just were concerned about my blood count at that time. I think they placed me on a watch and act thing. I'm not dying. I'm not bloody stage 4.
Have you had chemotherapy for it?
No.
You told a magistrate you were getting treatment.
I don't recall saying that to her.
I'm telling you it's public record.
Yeah, I believe you.
You've been saying you've been getting chemotherapy. And that's why, I know you're saying these are hard questions to answer, but given there are obvious lies around your cancer, I'm going to ask you again, do you actually have leukemia?
I am not sure how I would benefit in lying about something like that.
David's cancer claims are questionable. And when I asked for proof of his leukemia diagnosis, he couldn't provide any. Past lovers he's betrayed didn't want to appear on camera, saying they just want to move on. His own mum said she no longer wants anything to do with him. David says he's remorseful and he's seeking help, but his admissions are chilling. And internally, he grapples with the question of whether he can really change.
He lies to benefit himself. However, I think he has a clear agenda for doing this interview, and that's to get sympathy from you and the audience.
Can someone like David ever really change?
I don't believe people who are pathological liars genuinely ever change. I think they may mitigate some of their behaviours if it's in their interest to do so, but ultimately leopards fundamentally don't change their spots.
Can we trust that you've told the truth today?
Only time will tell. This is not benefiting me in any way, and I am intentionally putting myself out here admitting to things that I've been doing my whole life.
And if you want to read more of Claire's Sydney Morning Herald investigation or see more of that interview, you can scan the QR code or head to our website.